All right. Hello, friends. We are live on Facebook with Steve Gruber and Marguerita Cheng for this week's episode of Margaritas with Marguerita Cheng, CFP Pro. Steve is the Director of Operations at Bluestone Life, and he is going to answer the burning question, do you really need life insurance? So take it away, Miss Rita.
Well, thank you so much, Hope. And we are so excited to have Steve because he is going to discuss life insurance. But this life insurance is very special. This life insurance is life insurance that protects your family, community, and planet. So, without further ado, welcome, Steve.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for having me on. And I know it's called margaritas with margarita, so I didn't make a margarita. I didn't know. It's
I
great to be
love
here.
it.
Thank you for having me on.
I love it. So, Steve, tell us about your background and how it led you to Bluestone
Yeah,
Life.
thank you. Good question. Yeah, so I've been in the finance world for a few decades. My background is largely in the investment space and trading, both an equity trader and then on a multi-product trading desk in Montreal. And while I was doing those things, I had my day job, and then my passion was really in the environment and communities. And I did a lot of volunteering and giving back. And at some point, I kind of became conflicted with some of the things in the finance world that I didn't love, and some of the other things that I really did love. And I thought, oh boy, what am I gonna do? And then I found Bluestone Life that was kind of blending both of those things. So that's financial services and that's life insurance. But Bluestone Life also really is all about protecting the planet and our communities, and we can dive into that more. But that's really kind of how I came to find Bluestone, and moved my family to lovely Vermont, and came here and joined the team now about 3 years ago.
Well, congratulations. And your timing was perfect, especially if people have to work from home and isolate. What a
Yes.
beautiful, safe place.
Yes, it was good during. I recently heard a new term that during the deep pandemic, which I think is kind of fitting. We're still in the pandemic, so kind of the early, you know, early on in it. But the joke in Vermont was, well, yeah, 6 feet apart. It's hard for us to get any closer than 6 feet. We're always 6 feet apart, and so it was a very fortunate place, and certainly well aware of all the difficulty that people face throughout. But yes, it was a very nice place to find ourselves in during that time.
Wonderful. So, for viewers and listeners who aren't familiar, can you just give us a little tutorial on life insurance? What it is, what it does,
Yep.
and the type of product that Bluestone Life is offering.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll just a very basic for folks in case they don't really know or understand. So basically, it's people are paying premiums on a life insurance policy, and if you pass away, a certain amount of money goes back to your beneficiaries, people that you love. And so you buy it to protect your family, you protect your kids, significant other, parents. Some of that depends on you financially. And how it works is that money kind of gets pooled together. I kind of think of it as a community product in general. Money gets pooled together, and if something happens to you, all that money that's kind of going with other people that have also paid their premiums goes to your beneficiaries. So unfortunately, we've probably all experienced where someone loses a loved one, and all of a sudden there's a Kickstarter campaign to say, please help this family because they're in this horrible situation. And with life insurance, you're just kind of doing that ahead of time, and you're being the responsible one planning for that. And so you're paying a premium year in and year out. And then if something happens to you, the life insurance company writes a check to your beneficiaries. And obviously, it's a difficult time, but hopefully that check will help on the financial part of that, during that journey. Um, and then to get a little more detailed pretty quickly, I guess, there's two real big general types of life insurance. There's term life insurance, which is kind of the more common life insurance that most people have and have heard of. You buy it for a set amount of time. So you buy, for example, a 20-year life insurance policy for $200,000. And so that means every year or month or however you choose to pay your premiums, let's just say every month. So, for example, every month you pay $10, and during that 20 years, if something happens to you, if you something or happens to you, if you pass away, then that $200,000 goes to whoever you have named as your beneficiary, for example, your spouse. So 20 years, month in and month out, you're paying that $10. Something happens to you that gets paid at the end of that 20 years. If you're alive, nothing's happened to you, then it's done. And so it's not something that lasts throughout your life, but it's just kind of to protect. Often people will use it to protect families during time when kids are in the house, or maybe there's a specific debt, a mortgage or something going on where you want some extra money in case something happens to you. And then there's permanent insurance. And for this, I won't, there's all kinds of different kinds of permanent insurance. Rita, you know this well. I won't get into the different kinds, but so with permanent insurance, as the name indicates, it's permanent, lasts throughout your life, assuming you continue to make the premiums. And what happens with permanent insurance is that there's a cash value building up in your policy. So in very general terms, and again, there's all kinds of flavors of this, but I like to tell people you kind of are self-insuring a little bit over your lifetime. So as you're paying premiums in, you're paying more than you would for the term because part of that money that you're paying is going to some cash in an account that is slowly kind of self-insuring you. So even though, again, I'll use the $200,000 example, and you're paying month in and month out, well, when you're 85 years old, maybe you have had $100,000 into that cash account that you've been paying into over the years. So now if you pass away, the insurance company still writes that $200,000 check to your beneficiaries, but 100,000 of that is yours. And then the other part of that cash is that it is your money. And so you can access that throughout, like people maybe access it for during retirement. You can take it out as a loan. You can surrender your policy. At that point, the policy's gone. But there's all kinds of things to do with that cash. But it's basically term, where it's for a set period of time. And at the end, it's gone. There's no cash. Permanent, lasts throughout your life. And there's a cash value that's building up that you can use and kind of contributes to your debt.
Now, awesome. I loved that. I do. And I tell people we use the example of permanent insurance. If you buy that policy and you pass away in year one, we use this example, the insurance company has to write your family a check for $200,000. You die in year 10, the insurance company, if we're assuming like level, still $200,000.
Right.
The difference is year one, you probably haven't as much opportunity to build as much cash value. So they're on the hook for the whole
Right.
200K.
Yep.
10 years later, you're on the hook for a little bit, but the insurance company's still going to make you whole for 200K.
Yeah.
So how does life insurance from Bluestone protect families, communities, and
That is a great question. So with Bluestone, we really wanted to make a different kind of life insurance company. And basically, we started with the conviction that at this point in time, you can't protect your family without protecting your family or without protecting the community and the planet as well. Because I mean, you're buying these for a long term. So in 30 years, your family gets a check for $200,000. But if your community is rioting and the planet's on fire, for a little hyperbole example, it doesn't really matter. Who cares if you get a check for $200,000 if nothing else is going very well? So we really said, look, there's not enough money to really protect your family and your planet, um, and your community if you don't do it all at the same time. And so with Bluestone, we're a certified B Corp, and we're 1% for the planet member. And so as a certified B Corp, that means we believe in people, planet, and profits. So it's not just about the profit. There's multiple things that are built into the business. As a 1% for the planet business, we give 1% of our revenues away to nonprofits working for social and environmental justice. And then with our policies, what we want to do is give it back to the policy holders, to our customers. And so we give 1%, an additional 1% of your death benefit that you can name to the nonprofit that you choose that best supports, in your mind, the planet and your community. And so again, we'll say if you get a $200,000 policy, if you pass away, we write an extra check for $2,000 to that nonprofit. And for a lot of people, it's a wonderful way. They never really thought about leaving a legacy or a gift to a nonprofit beyond protecting their family. So it's a really wonderful way. And believe me, we write these checks, and for nonprofits, 200,000 or yeah, 200,000 that equals 2,000 or $1 million policy that equals 10,000, 20,000. Nonprofits obviously are greatly appreciative of these checks. It's a sad event and they've lost one of their, oftentimes it can be someone that supported the nonprofit throughout their lives, but it's a very special moment to make that call and say, this person thought of you when they were creating their life insurance. They wanted to support the great work you're doing. And so that's really how we give back. And then the premiums also are a big part of it. So the premiums you pay are invested. That's kind of how it pools up, and then that money goes out to pay those benefits. And so the premiums are invested responsibly.
Which is really important for folks. They want to make sure that their dollars are going to causes that resonate with their values.
Yes, absolutely.
So I know you alluded to this earlier, but the process of becoming it's very special. It's rigorous. You it's certified B corporation, and you talked about the 1%. I think this is the only, to my knowledge, um, certified B Corp life insurance company that I know of. Is that
Yes.
the case?
Yeah. Yeah, so there are a few. All depends. There's some brokers and agents. There's some people in life insurance. We're not the only one on that side, but we do. So our policies. So Bluestone does not write the policy specifically. We work with a surety, and they are the only uh, certified B Corp life insurance carrier in the world. That I can definitely say. As far as in this space, there are a few. So we're always happy when people join. We don't want to be the only ones. The idea is that everybody makes a business that cares about the community and the planet as much as profits. But yes, so the company that we work with, sure, is the only certified B Corp that's a life insurance carrier.
Well, this is truly wonderful because, as you know, how Steve and I connected is I earned in 2020, December 2020 to be exact, the Chartered SRI counselor. And
Yes,
so, SRI, ESG, that is sustainable, responsible investing, environmental, social governance investing, is something that's very interesting to me. So, if people want to learn more about Bluestone Life, where can they go?
sure. Easiest thing is to go to bluestonelife.com. You'll find us there, find all kinds of information. Of course, can contact you, Rita, and hook us up. You can email me. I don't know. I put my email address on live. Steve.gruber@bluestonelife.com. Go ahead. Email me. Um, and we always, I mean, I appreciate people. If anyone's brave enough to show up on a Friday afternoon to a talk about life insurance, I'm thrilled. But we always like to talk about life insurance, of course, and that's another big part of something that we do is that we're not paid on. We're all salaried employees, not paid on commission. So call in with questions. We'd love to chat with you, and we'll really get you in the right spot. If it works for a Bluestone policy, great. If it's something else, that's fine. We understand there's all kinds of different things for different people.
Well, thank you so much, Stephen. I just love how it's insurance that protects your family, community, and you all are objective. So, what a very important topic. And back to you, Hope.
Thank you, Rita. And life insurance is such a painful thing to, talk about, but time to be a grown up topics, right? I love that you're a B Corp. That is not easy to attain. So that's impressive.
Yeah, yeah, we've gone through it now twice. I did the recertification, and actually they just announced the best of the world categories, and we got best in the world for governance. So we're very happy to wear that proudly. And yeah, but for people that don't know, it's a great thing. And start looking for the little B when you buy things, and it means the company's doing a little bit more than just searching for profits for sure.
Absolutely. And if you don't know what a B Corp is, go take a look because it's an impressive certification. So thank you, Steve. Thank you, Miss Rita. Next up on Margaritas with Margarita Cheng, we have plant-based business hour host Elizabeth Alfano. She is going to talk about EATB. She is the CEO of Veg Tech Invest. Tell us a little bit about her, Rita.
So, Britt, people who are listening and watching, I'm very involved in the ETF community. So Elizabeth is going to talk about a vegan ETF.
It's so cool. So many good people here doing incredible things for the planet. Thank you for bringing them all to our attention on Margaritas with Marguerita Cheng. I'm Hope Gibbs of Incandescent PR and Publishing, proud host or proud producer of Radio Show. So thank you all, everyone. Thank you for watching us. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you next time on Margaritas with Marguerita Cheng. Thank you so much for being part of our Incandescent Radio and TV family. This is Hope Gibbs, founder of Incandescent Incorporated, the PR and publishing company for women entrepreneurs. Our Incandescent Radio and TV shows are brought to you by our advertisers and clients. Margaritas with Marguerita Cheng, CFP Pro, brings us 15 minutes of tips every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern on Facebook Live, where you'll meet experts who are helping us flex our financial muscles. Find all of the episodes at margueritacheng.com. You'll also meet intuitive psychotherapist Kara Keem, who interviews therapists and other intuitive guides from around the world. Learn more at karakeem.com. And you're going to love social justice expert Karen Hanrahan, CEO of the San Francisco-based Glide Memorial Foundation. She bridges the gap from local impact to global change on her thought leadership show on Incandescent Radio. Learn more about Karen at KarenHanrahan.com. You're also going to love Alina Liao, founder of the radical wellness journaling company, ZenitJournals.com. Alina asks, have you tried to journal but found it hard to keep up? Zenit makes it easier to journal for your wellness. With Zenit, you can customize your journal with prompts that speak to you. No more blank pages. Your Zenit is your personalized space to take care of yourself. Website, ZenitJournals.com. Feel it, write it, Zenit. You'll also meet amazing Tracy Schott, founder of Voices for Change. Tracy is determined to change the world and end domestic violence. Learn more at voicesforchange.net. And we are so thrilled to be publishing a book for Angela Mitchell, who is the tech expert of case management. And she's also the founder of this fabulous organization, Kids Code 2. She is determined to teach kids to code computers. Talk about teaching a kid to fish. We invite you to discover and peruse all the Incandescent Incorporated websites, the magazine for women, by women, about women, incandescentwomen.com. Our health and wellness magazine is beincandescent.com, the business of mind, body, spirit, soul, and heart. Our YouTube channel is incandescent.tv, and you can learn about our PR and book publishing services at incandescent.us. If you'd like to have your own radio and video show, check us out at incandescentradio.com, where you can see what we can do for you. These podcasts are also featured on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Our podcasts are produced by Brandy Wilsker. Our videos are produced by Nelson Benavides. Our website developer is Max Cucoy, and our incandescent illustrator and designer is Michael Glenwood Gibbs. If you'd like to learn more, please send me an email, hope@hopegibbs.com. Here is to your incredible, indelible, incandescent success. Much love and many